Today is Tuesday, February the 26th. So how's everybody doing? How was y'all weekend? I'm not gonna be on long. I just wanted to come on and I think I did a haul video from the weekend. I think I did, I'm not sure, but I just wanted to share something with you. On Thursday, I was preparing for a meeting at 5, and I got a call from my brother about 3. He lives with my mom, and he left at 12:30 to go to an appointment. And he said when he left, she was fine. But when he got back at 2:45, he said that she was incoherent. She had her pants on, and she couldn't get her shirt on. And she told him she thought she had a stroke. So at the same time that he was on the phone with 911, he was calling me. And so, yeah, I was so nervous. I tried to call him back. I couldn't even dial his number. And I was headed to the house, and I thought about it. I said, well, by the time I get over there to her house, they're probably going to be in the ER. So I went on to the ER because he told me what hospital they were going to. So I saw an ambulance come up. The sirens wasn't on, but they had the lights on. And I got scared. And so then I called him. I said, is that y'all coming in? He said, yeah. So a few minutes later, he called for me to come in the back where they were. And but as they drove in, I heard him say, attention, hospital staff. Activate code purple R and ER. And I said, that's my mom there. And so the paramedics, everybody was very, very nice though. And the guy came and he told me, he said, I think she had a CVT. And I was like, what's that? Because I don't know medical terminology like that. He said it's a stroke. So when we were able to go to the ER room, they told me that they were doing a CT scan or whatever. And then they did come in and say, and the reason why I'm sharing this, I don't really share personal business, but if I can help somebody, that's my intent. But anyway, they said that she did have a clot, and that there's a drug that they can give her. It's called TPA. It's called a clot buster. And but the doctor said that my mom is 90, and they said that it wasn't a lot of data on what are the side effects for somebody at her age. And they do know that the drug, okay, let me back up a little bit. She said that when they came and asked my brother about the timeline, they said that they were in a time frame where they could actually give it a drug. Because if they don't give it to you within that first, I read online, it said the first 3 hours, but the neurologist said the first 4.5 hours. So you have a 4.5 hour window from when you first started getting the symptoms. And that's why they say it's very, very, very important to go to the hospital when you first start feeling those symptoms. So I asked her, I said, well, what symptoms were you having? She said she just felt dizzy, And so when they first brought her in there, her mouth was a little twisted, and they asked her to raise her arms. She was able to lift the left arm all the way, but the right she couldn't. She said it was heavy, but she could lift both legs. So then they and while the paramedics, my brother was on the phone with the 911, they asked her to smile and stick out her tongue, and she was able to do both. So I'm thinking that she had just started getting the symptoms from it. But anyway, thank God he was there, and they got her to the hospital. They were able to give her that medication. So that was Thursday night. So they put it in intensive care, and so I was able to go visit her that morning. And the nurse also said that it takes the medication could start working right away. It could take a day. It could take several months. And what that means is, if they get the medicine to them in time, some of the symptoms or some of the things that what I'm trying to say, y'all. Anyway, Like for instance, my mom, she couldn't lift her right arm that day. She lifted a little bit, but not much. But when she was in ICU, she was able to lift it just as high as she lifted the left one. And then as of today, y'all, thank God, her mouth is straight. It is, but what she's dealing with now is she's having breathing. Her breathing is not good. So, but what the lady was saying, you know, it would be our decision as to whether to give her the medication or not. But she was really in a state of mind where she could have told them herself. But anyway, she said because there hasn't been a lot of studies on people at 90 years old, but they do know that it's better. It's probably better to give it to her and then deal with the side effects, because you know what the stroke can be debilitating. They haven't gotten her up yet. She said she was able to sit on the side of the bed and stand, but she got real weak. But I mean, she's been in the bed since Thursday, about 3:30. So, but she's out of intensive care. But like I said, she's having problems breathing. So they had taken her to do X-ray. I think they said she had fluid on her lungs. And the reason why I'm telling you all this is because what I want to talk about is, if you feel like you're having a stroke, they say if you can't lick out, ask that person to smile. Can they smile? Can they lick out their tongue? Stuff like that. And her blood pressure was elevated. And so when they gave her the blood pressure was like 213 over 113 or 2. I was like, oh my God, that's high. And then I don't know what that medication was, but they had to give her the medication. They had to get the blood pressure down before they can give her that TPA, I think is what it's called. But I'm telling y'all, it went from 217, I think, something like that, over 113 to 130 over 60. So I don't know what that blood pressure medicine was, but it brought it down. I mean, quick. And so I'm telling y'all, it is an experience. My mom is 90 years old. The last time she was in the hospital when she had my sister almost 50 years ago. She's never been hospitalized other than have a child. And she's had 10 children. So, but thank God it's not, you know, any worse. And she was worried about what it's going to be like when she go home. I say, well, whatever needs to be done is just going to have to be done, you know. And they were saying that she's going to have to go to rehab. And the lady told her about 10 days. My sister said, she said, 5. You can't tell those people how long you need to have rehab. So, but she was talking, and like when people come in, she'll be like, who is that? And sometimes we have to tell, like one day I went in there with a hat. She don't wear hats with my head big, but after I got up close to her, she knew who I was, but she did that anyway, because right now her sight ain't it's not that good right now. But, you know, I know being 90 years old and having a stroke, that's not good. But my sisters and I were talking, and you know, I just told them, you know, and it's hard, but I don't want to see her suffer. I don't. So, all right, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. Have a good day.